Hello everyone, this is Gwydion with a little bit of a throwback video showing you how to play Syrinscape to your players through Discord, combining it with your microphone. So sending Syrinscape using just one instance of Discord along with your mic so that your players can hear you as well as sound effects through Syrinscape. I'll do another video showing you how to separate sounds so that Syrinscape plays through another channel. But this was intended to be a pretty simple, hopefully short video to show you how to set up a simple setup to get Syrinscape going. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open one of your browser tabs and go to vbaudio.com. And this is where you can download Voicemeeter. So click on the audio apps tab, and I'll put a link in the file or in the video below. But I would suggest starting with Voicemeeter, and these are all donationware programs, so you can start for free and just download them and then come back and donate if you like what you see. Then go to Banana is a little bit more inputs and outputs, so a little more complicated. And then Potato is yet another version of Voicemeeter that has a lot more inputs and outputs. So again, I would say go to Voicemeeter, download either the zip file or the exe file, and then launch it. Make sure you reboot when it asks you to reboot. And the other program that people sometimes forget to download that you do need is Virtual Audio Cable. So come here, and if you're on a PC, this is the download file, and go ahead and install that, and then make sure you reboot your computer as well, and then you'll be ready for the next step. So once you get it all installed, you can go into your Windows search bar and type Voicemeeter. So I have Banana, Potato, and Voicemeeter, so I'm just going to open Voicemeeter. So let me get that up. Okay. So once you have that up, before we get this started, and yours should look like this with nothing named, nothing selected, but A and B lit up on all three of these inputs. So once you do that, the first thing I want you to do is open your sound settings. So right click on your speaker icon on your taskbar and open this up. I don't like this view. So scroll down to sound control panel. And then once you open that, close the window. And so here we go. And what I want to show you is that you want to have your playback device. You want to make sure that is set to Voicemeeter input as your default device. So that means if we don't change the output or the playback for any sound program you use or any program that plays back sounds, it's going to go through this column in Voicemeeter. Okay, so that's really important. Set the playback as Voicemeeter input as your default device. Your recording device, people will show you different things on different videos. I just set it as my microphone. And all that means is if any program is taking in sound, then it'll start as your mic as the default device. Some people will do this as Voicemeeter output. Some people do it as Voicemeter aux output. I just have my mic. So I know that if a program's just using a default recording device, it's using my mic. Get those set up, and then you're ready for the next step. Okay, so the first column of Voicemeeter, what we're going to do is left click on it, and you're going to see all these options. Find your microphone that you want to use, and I start with these WDM, KS, and MME are different driver types. I would start with WDM. If you hear it kind of clicks and pops and static, try MME. It's got a little more latency, and sometimes it can be more stable for some people. I find WDM works great for me. So click on your microphone, okay? And then what you're going to do, and I would go ahead and right-click on hardware output and give this a name so you know what's coming through here. So for me, it's going to be Gwyd's mic. Second column, this is where the output of Discord is going to come through. So set this as cable output. If you don't see this, you probably haven't installed the cable correctly or haven't installed it yet. So again, cable output, then I would right-click, call this Discord. Okay, and for now, I'm not going to do anything with these, but I'll show you in a minute. This you can't change. So again, this is the virtual input that we already talked through a few minutes ago. Then up here in hardware output, you're going to select your main speaker output. So I'm going to connect my speakers. So now when I did that, now I can hear, because I have A1 selected, I could hear my voice coming back to me. And you can see that everything connected. Once I had my main output selected, you now see my voice. So my microphone's coming through here. It was going out through A, out here. So here are your two outputs you can select that would come through this A channel. So anything I select with an A that's lit up in any of these columns will play back through both of these A outputs. So all I'm going to use is my speaker. If you had another, like if you wanted to do another headset or another microphone output, you could select it here and it'd both play back through this A if this A is toggled. So like right now, it's sending it through here for my voice, and I'm sending my voice out through B. B is the virtual output. So A is the main out, which you can connect two different devices to. B is virtual out. So what I'm going to show you now in the Discord column, I'm going to unselect B, because what we're going to do is send the output of my mic, B here, and the output through that's coming through virtual input. We're going to send this out to Discord as well. If I clicked B here, I'd have the output of Discord coming back through Voicemeeter and then going right back out into Discord. So it would create a virtual loop, which would be a virtual feedback. So it would just duplicate all your sounds, and you don't want that. So this is how you want it set up before we mess around with Discord. So again, what's going to happen is when we launch Syrinscape, it'll play back through this channel, and I'll show you. So let's go. We're going to open Discord next. And maybe I'll get this smaller just to show you a bit. Okay. So I'm going to go to voice and video. And and this is how I run my system. I put my microphone directly through Discord. But what we're going to do is we're going to change this to Voicemeeter output. I know I have tons of different options here, but you're looking for Voicemeeter output, not Voicemeeter aux output, Voicemeeter output. So when I do that, that's going to send anything I have B selected here. Okay, it's going to go right back into Discord. And then my output device, I want to mirror what's in this column. So in cable output is being connected to cable input from Discord. Okay, so now what we have is my microphone, and anything that's coming through this channel is going out through this B output, which is Voicemeeter output, and then it's coming into Discord. Then the sound from Discord, so my player's voices, is coming out through cable input, and the other end is connected here. So I'm hearing it because I'm selecting A. If you want to hear your voice in Voicemeeter, or you want to kind of hear what you sound like, you can always toggle this A on. So now we're done with Discord. A couple other points. I would put your mic or your input volume all the way to the right here at 100%. I would put the output at about halfway. Okay, and that is 100%. So if you want to go higher, it would start getting way too loud. Voice activity, really important. So you're not trying to do push to talk, because that way Syrinscape won't work, because obviously Syrinscape doesn't have a way to push to talk. So voice activity, right now this is set to automatically determine, but you can always toggle that off. And then you can turn the slider up or down if you want it to be more or less sensitive. Okay, so we're done with that. So then you're going to launch Syrinscape. So as I wait for Syrinscape to launch, and then once it gets launched, so remember, as I launch Syrinscape and it loads, it's going to play back through the virtual input. So once it's launched, I'm going to play sound, and then we're good to go. And I'll show you how it's coming through this virtual input right here. Okay, so I've got Syrinscape up and launching. I'm going to launch Barguest Battle, something that's a little quieter. Or maybe it is still launching. Sometimes it takes a bit since I have so many sound files loaded. All right, just about loaded, and here we go. So in a second, you should see music that's starting to come up. So here you go. So now I can hear, so remember, since I didn't change the default playback device, Syrinscape is playing through this virtual input. I can see it's working because these volume bars are going up and down. I hear it because A is selected, and the players will hear it because I have B selected. So it's going into Discord through that virtual output. If I untick this, I don't hear it anymore. And then if I retick it, I do. And if I, for some reason, wanted to stop it for the players, I could unselect B. And that's it. So just remember your default playback device should be voice meter input. And as far as your default recording device, you can make that either your microphone or voice meter output if you want. I'm going to turn off Syrinscape. And it's as simple as that. If that doesn't work, you probably have a routing a bit wrong. Come back to this video, think about it again, take a look at it, and you should be good to go. So I will do another video that shows you how to separate Syrinscape into another Discord instance altogether. And one other point to remember is the way we've set this up, since your default playback device is going to come through here, anything that you're playing will come through this channel. Like if you're using YouTube or any other sound, it's going to play back through this channel. So keep that in mind, that it's all going to be sent to your players. So I hope this video is helpful. And until next time, I hope to see many of you on the Fantasy Grounds forums.